Hmm. All right. Hey guys. Hopefully I went back, checked out some of the old streams, and I thought y'all could hear me. Turns out not even close. So took out the speakers. I'm gonna be working on some tracks that working on a track that I think I like a little bit. Mm, Do want to share? Otherwise, we'll dig through some crates and come up with something funky new. All right. All right. Okay. Let's see. All right. All right. Let's see here. So, for those of you who are just joining, I'm working on a new track. Don't even have a name for it yet. But I'm originally from DC. A little background about me. My name's Rico from DC. Traveled up and down the Eastern Seaboard. trek my way to Texas, essentially. Other than that, I've been making music since 2005, before Google owned the platform, before Google bought this platform. And yeah, so right now what I'm doing is I'm actually creating an entire track, like start to finish. That's what I'm doing right now. So at this point, if you're joining, that's what I'm up to. Kind of digging this. That's definitely going to be the next bit. So at this point, I'm kind of working on some transition styles, seeing what I can kind of see, essentially. As far as Ghost of Tsushima, so one sec. As far as Ghost goes, the Ghost streams, I think I'm going to keep those to Saturday, or yeah, pretty much Saturday evenings. Apparently, my schedule decided to balloon as far as my busy work. Should have been doing this like literally all last year, especially in my actual first like blind run. I should have streamed that. I just started figuring out how to use what I have to achieve what I can get. So at this point, I'm taking lessons from Chuck, good old Chuck Berry. Use what you got to get what you need. So if you're going, homie seems janky, believe me, I understand. I started my beat making journey on PSPs, if you can believe it. First, yeah, I originally started making music because my family were sitting there. We had a family computer. You know, we had the tower that came with getting a Focus. You know, the Focus and the Dell deal. My family got lucky with that. So I'm sitting there back in 2004, 2003, watching Red versus Blue. Not even Red versus Blue, just like Naruto and whatnot. And this was back when there were only 10, they imposed 10-minute time limits. So Naruto legit was being chopped up in 10-minute increments on the platform. And a buddy of mine thought it would be cool to upload something wild. And then I'm sitting there trying to see the video and it wasn't showing up. My family was like, why are you trying to watch other people's videos this hard? Why don't you, especially when you draw as much as you do and you play your guitar as much as you do. I do have guitars. I have my Black Cherry first act, actually. A beautiful blonde J Reynolds, and in my living room I have a cherry red Washburn Line acoustic. Beautiful sound. Right now I got to get her repaired, but I do play. It's just with that one being down, and my previous guitar, which was the Schecter Diamond series electric, ooh, that one got stolen, and I still not good about that. But it ain't sweet about that. I'm not even close. But yeah, I lost a lot of all of my sheet music, all of my tuning gear, all of my gear, everything that I was using to on the beginning part of my guitar playing journey. So for me, I'm my skill kind of got stuck in time. But I picked up a PSP. At that point, I was playing God of War because I had a homegirl who had a girlfriend. Long story short, I gained a new homie. He challenged me to Mortal Kombat at the hardest difficulty. He challenged me to play Mortal Kombat Armageddon at the hardest difficulty. Challenged me to play every game at its hardest. And I really wasn't about doing that. Not that I had anything to prove, considering, for me, my gaming journey started when I was born. I started on the Atari 2600 to the PlayStation 2, pretty much PlayStation 1 with my old man. and then fast forward to my mom grabbing me, and I don't get another system until the Game Gear, and then the PlayStation, the gray one, the original. And from there, been playing Tekken since day one, and I my dad was the hardest difficulty, for me. So I never really thought to play story character action games any harder than I needed to, you know. But the trouble he and I got into playing this game at its most beastie was some of the wildest things. Scorpion hit me with a fatality. I don't think either one of us saw the computer do to anybody else or ever at one point or ever again. I swear that PlayStation 2 was listening to me because every time I cussed that thing out, it had something for me. Every time. Fast forward to now, fast forward a few more years, and I'm still sitting in front of that laptop, that computer monitor, trying to watch Naruto AMVs, listening to like System, Corn, whatever I could find. At that point, Bus was doing the Canon mixtapes with Drama, and Wayne was on his tear. And I was in Baltimore at the time, so Baltimore was all about Wayne. I started going into the underground of hip hop at that point because, no disrespect to what was going on in the mainstream, I just needed something that spoke to me on a deeper level. And I found it, a buddy of mine put me on to A$AP Rock and LP through Evil 9. And then from there, I just started wanting to create. And then I hustled up some money. I actually had a job. I've been working since I was 12. So the only way I got anything was by earning it. And I bought this PSP, saw a bunch of stuff online, little games and whatnot. And then I saw like Beta Raider and this other rhythm action game that you could record stuff so that you could play the rhythm action part of it with it. Or you can add your own tracks and it'll, set it up so that it's like Guitar Hero, but on PlayStation, on your PSP. It's beautiful stuff. But using those two, I was able to create different types of music. And my mom sat there and was seeing me late at night on my futon, just working, creating away with headphones. And she just goes, "Why don't you put your own stuff out there instead of rushing to watch other people's stuff?" And I was like, "All right." And one of my homegirls, I swear she's to me what Akira Toriyama's wife was to him at that point. And yeah, she pretty much said the same thing. Everybody else who was starting to hear some of what I was working on, they're like, "How are you going to get this on YouTube?" Like, this is before streaming, before all of this. The way I created these videos was on Windows Movie Maker. Like, the very first videos on the channel was on Windows Movie Maker. I would email my own tracks to myself. Like, I would put them on Rockstar's thing so I could download it and then email it to myself so I could upload the song, put the song into Movie Maker, and then I would use like the DVDs of animes that I had, or whatever I had on hand from like going to the library or whatever was free source images or whatnot, or whatever I already drew. And I would just scan. I would have to scan them on a scanner straight up, hold different apparatus to this thing, scan it all in, and then put it in the video, and then link it all up, edit it in, and then out. and I had to do, and that was the way the channel began. Super humble beginnings, but that's the way the channel began. It's not how it stayed, obviously. Um, and then from my PSPs, I discovered a system called Aviary, and that was another music thing, another music creation software. The only thing is, and it was free to use, but the only thing was that I didn't have access to that computer anymore, and any other computer I tried wasn't. It was actually just a computer software. It wouldn't work on my PSP. I tried. Believe me, the Pirate Bay and I were kind of close. I was kind of not even that close, but like when you have to use what you need to find what you can, you do what you can. So when I got onto Aviary, I was dating somebody that had a computer, and I introduced them to it. And they were like, "Yo, that's dope," and we would just sit there and make. And she would help on a couple of tracks or whatever, but yeah. And then she gone on and made her own career in music. Has gone on to do her own thing, and is dope at it. Um, but for me, I kind of just, I kept creating the way I could. Whatever I was doing guerrilla warfare on music creation, finding whatever free programs I can get my hands on and using that. So from Aviary, which was like 2/3, literally like most of the stuff that's on SoundCloud, most of the early stuff on SoundCloud, yeah, that was Aviary and my PSP. Everything else outside of literally one song, which is Zombies in the Night on this channel, is mine. I created it, start finish, the visuals, if it's hand drawn, me. If everything else free sourced. I don't really do that because legal reasons. I just legit don't have a camera, so it's not like I can sit there and stick it near my, staying on the passenger side of the car while I'm driving and just have it pick up like the areas where I'm at and just scenes of those kinds of situations. Because I've actually been blessed to have jobs that get me out of the house, and a lot of these tracks come from situations of me just being out of the house, being active. A lot of shifts in my life tend to change because I step outside of the comfort zone of my hobbit hole. And every time I do, life shifts huge for me at that point. But most of the time, I stick to the adage of, if you ain't got no money, keep your broke ass home. So there's some times where I'm just like, dang, I'm used to getting work and I'm used to working. Heck, there are days where I'm like, I have too much work, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, whatever, whatever I can swing because I ain't got nothing else to do. You know, it's surprising how it's hard for anything to show for it, but them's the breaks. But yeah, so once I started on my PSP, and that was the PSP files, pretty much everything from 2005 to about, I think, 2009, PSP, Aviary, and then the Club Create collection. I'm still pissed about Club Create because I had unfinished projects on that platform and I never was able to get those. But I'm able to let that go because it's not like I'm going to ever really going to be able to track down another PSP and get the same situations going so that I can recover some of my shelved projects that sit on a memory card somewhere. Best I can do at this point is just create what I got now in the ways that I do, which I got blessed to find Serrato. And from there, I just see what I can see. And that's pretty much what we're doing tonight. We're seeing what we can see about making this thing jam. All right. Now back to the music and let me shut up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Now we're cooking with Crisco. See, I wish I could hook up like a speaker to this so it sounds better, but the way that this laptop is set up, it don't work like that. some things I'm just